Bomba! Isa na namang matinding pagsabog sa mundo ng politika ang sumalubong sa ating araw. Walang prenong sinupalpal at tinapatan ni Cagayan de Oro Representative Rufus Rodriguez sina dating Senadora Leila de Lima at Manila Representative Joel Chua. Sa isang napakainit na palitan ng mga pahayag kamakailan, hindi na pinalampas ni Kong Rufus ang mga patuloy na atake at may ingay na paninira ng dalawa laban sa kasalukuyang sistema at lalo na sa kampo ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Ayon sa magaling na mambabatas mula sa Mindanao, wala na raw ginawa ang mga taga-oposisyon kundi mag-ingay sa media at gumawa ng mga isyong walang matibay na ebidensya at basehan sa korte. Ngunit alam niyo ba kung ano ang mas nakakatuwang bahagi ng balitang ito? Parehong napaikan at tila umuusok ang ilong ni De Lima at Chua dahil sa napakatalinong ginawa ni VP Sara. Habang patuloy silang nagnganganak, nanatiling kalmado, patuloy sa pagtatrabaho, at hindi nagpapadala sa emosyon ang Vice-Presidente. Ang silent treatment at kalmadong aura ni Inday Sara ang lalong nakakapagpabaliw at nakakapagpapikin sa kanyang mga kalaban. Tila nagmumukha silang ewan dahil lahat ng ibinabato nila ay hindi tumatalab sa masa at bumabalik lamang sa kanila bilang negative karma. Ayon sa marami, ang istilong ito ni VP Sara ay nagpapakita ng tunay na lakas ng isang leader na hindi kayang takutin ng mga simpleng ingay. Natutuwa ba kayo sa pagsupalpal na ito? Magkomento na sa ibaba.
Trying to remove, and there is also perpetual disqualification.
Yeah.
And so, in other words, the Vice President can send her counsels here to appear for her. In fact, the right to self-incrimination is there. And a person who is now being investigated has the right to already not take the stand, or at the time she wants to appear, to be able to invoke it when she is asked an incriminatory question. So that is the position of this council. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Of course, based on the ground rules that was read by the Honorable Zamora, the right to counsel is described as assistance to clients or to the parties. Now it is being proposed by the Honorable Rodriguez
Yan.
that the same be acknowledged even in the absence of the respondent or the parties. May I hear the comment of the members of the Justice Committee?
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Vice Chair Dumogan.
Thank you,
Dumogan,
Madam
Dumogan.
Chair.
Nako,
I agree
parang ayaw ata nitong si Dumogan.
if that is on the presentation of the complaints evidence. But at the time,
Si yung si Digamo. Siya yung testigo sa sa yung mga threat nagkakatotoo. Ang hirap nito, baka yung mga tumulong sa kanya o yung mga malalapit sa kanya, mahirap pa no? Sila yung dumispatcha, di ba?
the respondent will be presenting
Paano ba yan, madam? Ang bilis naman ng political career mo. Pagka naging presidente si VP Sara, wala na, tapos ka na.
her evidence.
I mean, tapos na political career mo. Baka
She must be
literally
present
nitong
because
kamukha ni Luistro na to.
who will answer clarificatory questions in cross-examinations of what will be presented. She is the only one. The counsel are not witnesses in this particular case. So I hope my colleague will agree that at the time the respondent is given the opportunity to present her evidence, she must be present.
Yan.
Thank you.
Anong gagawin mo, sir, pagka hindi tumalo, kakalad ka rin mo? She must be present daw eh. O halimbawa, ayaw tumalo ni VP Sara, anong gagawin mo? Kakalad ka rin mo siya.
Madam Chair.
Would you like to clarify the extent of the participation that you are proposing?
Yes, Madam Chair. What I'm proposing is, at the time that we have concluded the presentation of the evidence of the complainants, and it will be the turn of the respondents, then the respondents or her witnesses must be present because they are the only ones who can answer clarificatory questions or cross-examination questions of any of the members of this committee. The lawyers of the respondents are not witnesses to the said defense of the respondent. So it is a must, Madam Chair, that she must be present at the unless
Ano nga ang gagawin mo kung ayaw niya dumalo, kakalad ka rin mo. Kung kaya mo kalad ka rin, pataluin mo. Pero kung hindi mo kaya kalad ka rin si VP Sara, huwag ka magbida-bida, Brad.
she will waive the presentation of her evidence when it is her time to present her evidence pursuant to our rules of impeachment, Madam Chair.
For purposes of accurate
Wala, yari. Palpak. Flap yung plano ni Luis.
accuracy, Honorable Vice Chair Dumogan, you are proposing that the Respondent's Counsel, even in her absence, be allowed to present the evidence. But for purposes of clarificatory hearing, it should be the Vice President herself who should be present and answer the questions before the Justice Committee.
That's exactly correct, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other member who
Madam
wish to
Chair?
manifest?
Oh.
The Honorable Rodriguez?
Yan, yan.
Madam Chair, the right against self-incrimination is very clear. Under our rules, the criminal procedure rules, which are suppletory, because our rules are very, very, very pithy in terms of the procedure. 2 points, Madam Chair. The respondent,
O yan, ano na naman siya dyan. Yan ang tinatawag nilang magiging devil's advocate. Pero isa lang gusto mangyari ng mga yan. Ma-impeach si Bibi Sara. Hoy! 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 Hoy, Rupos! Yan, kapilido mo pa naman yung aking senador sa 2028. Walang yaka. Hoy, Rupos! Rupos na lang. Huwag na natin banggitin yung apelido. Ano yun, malupit yung abogadong kilala ko ka-apelido nito Hindi ganito yun Oh. Ang problema dito, kumbaga gusto mo rin, pasimple ka pang walang yan.
has the right not to appear.
Yan.
And
At
therefore, she does not need to be present. Because that is the right of a respondent, akin to a accused in a criminal case, as decided in the cases, Madam Chair. That's number one. Number two, the counsels here are not only to advise on the legal rights. They have the right to cross-examine.
Yan.
Because the Vice President will not be present. If she's present, she cannot cross-examine witnesses. Because she has lawyers. So therefore, 2 points. The rule that requires that lawyers can only, the participation is only to advise the legal rights of the witness is on the rules on the investigation in aid of legislation. That is especially found in the rules in aid of legislation, the hearings. But it is not found in our rules. I've been reading our rules of procedure. There's nothing here that limits it to only advising. Therefore, in an adversary proceeding like this, we have to therefore hear the counsels if they wish to be present, but if not, then that is also the lookout of the respondent. But I believe that we should be clear in our rules that the presence of counsel of the respondent has the right to cross-examine directly the witnesses for the complainants. And secondly, there is no need for the Vice President to appear in hearing because that is her right not to be able to appear, and we can make conclusions out of her non-appearance. No need for her to appear. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam, the Honorable Chua, are you raising your hand?
Chua naman, Chua. Chua naman, Chua.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Vice Chair Dumogan.
The first part of the point had already been settled. Under our own rules, which is the subject of the motion, the counsel of the respondents are allowed to cross-examine by writing their questions, submitting it to the chair. What I am pointing out, Madam Chair, is at the time the respondent is given the opportunity to present her evidence. Well, counsel may present her evidence, but she must be present, or the witnesses that she is presenting must be present so that the members of the committee will have the chance to examine or ask clarificatory questions from them. The counsels are not witnesses to the defense of the respondents, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair.
For the guidance of the justice members, part of the proposed rule is giving opportunity to the complainant and the respondent and their counsels to submit questions to the chairperson so that they may be raised in the deliberation if no justice members are raising similar questions. Let us all be guided as well that the hearing proper in the Justice Committee is akin to a preliminary investigation. So, let us be guided by the fact that as well, that we're trying to establish here is merely probable cause, which means a justification to be able to proceed to trial, which will definitely happen not here, but in the Senate. The Honorable Chua.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, let me read what is provided under our rules, the rules of procedure in impeachment proceeding. Under Section 7, it provides that if the committee finds that there is sufficient ground for impeachment exists, the committee shall conduct a hearing, which we are now doing. The committee, through the chairperson, may limit the period of examination and cross-examination by members of the committee. Therefore, Madam Chair, it is very clear under our rules that it is only the members of the committee who can participate with respect to the examination and cross-examination of the members. Why? Because, like what you said a while ago, this is akin to the preliminary investigation wherein it is the investigating officer or the investigating city prosecutor who is asking clarificatory questions. We are not yet in the trial where the lawyers or counsel of the defendant can cross-examine the witnesses. Now, this can also be, we can also be guided by our rules of procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation, which the Honorable Rufus Rodriguez mentioned a while ago, that under Section 13, appearance of counsel, here, the participation of counsel for witness during the hearing and while the witness is testifying shall be limited to advising on the legal rights of said witness. Why? Because this is committee function. So ganun din po dito. Ito pong ginagawa natin is also a committee function. The cross-examination, ang purpose po ng cross-examination dito is just to ask or just to clarify questions. Hindi pa po ito yung talagang trial proper wherein we can cross-examine thoroughly the witnesses. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. The Honorable De Lima.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I concur with the views expressed by the Honorable Joel Chua.
Yan.
As
Dapat si VP Sara lang. Dapat litsunin dyan si VP Sara. Walang counsel. Advice lang sila. Hindi pwede yun.
expressed very clearly by the Honorable Chair earlier, the proceedings today, or the proceedings from now on, henceforth, would be the determination of probable cause. And therefore, this proceedings is indeed akin to a preliminary investigation. There are no formal direct examination or cross-examination in the proceedings before the prosecutor's office. Yes, we can recognize the respondents and the complainants' right to counsel, but their role ought to be limited because this is only preliminary investigation. Role like identifying affidavits
Yeah.
can assist their clients, can assist the complainants, or can assist the respondent. But if they have questions, as expressed and as already laid down in the ground rules read by the Honorable Representative Zamora,
O so kung wala si VP Sara, ano pang ginagawa natin dyan? Ba't di pa natin tapusin yung kalokohan na yan? Bakit nyo pa pinapahirapan ang mga sarili nyo?
they can course it through the chair. In that case, they are afforded the right to confront, the right to ask clarificatory questions. This is not a full-blown trial yet.
Ang problema nga, meron ng presentation ng mga witness o kung sino man. Kung hindi pala full-blown trial, bakit may witness? O wala nang problema si Madriaga. Wasak yan sigurado. Wasak yan. Walang bilang yan. Diba? Bakit meron ganon? Kung hindi pala full-blown, ano paghaharapin nyo? Magkakaroon ng kumprontahan? Magdidesisyon ng Committee on Justice na sufficient in grounds? Sufficient grounds. Tama. Oo, grounds na sila. Tapos na sila substance sa ka-form eh. Oo. Sa Senate na lang yan. Pwede na sa Senate yan. Bilisan nyo na.
Yep, that happens in the Senate. Just to repeat, this is akin to preliminary investigation, determination of probable cause. The proceedings or the hearings before the prosecutor's office, and this is the prosecutors, the Committee on Justice, is actually also limited. And no full-blown examination, whether it's direct examination or cross-examination, being conducted or held at that point. So I think it's very clear, as expressed by the Honorable Chair, and also indicated in the ground rules. We are not denying the parties their right to counsel. They have the right to counsel. They can assist for purposes especially also of asking clarificatory questions, but we have our own rules here, coursed through the Honorable Chair. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Ridon and then the Honorable Rodriguez.
Well, maganda po yung talakayan kanina patungkol doon sa konsepto ng karapatan sa pagkakaroon po ng abogado. But I think, just for the record, meron pong sulat yung mga abogado ni Vice President Sara Duterte na wala naman po ata talaga din silang interest at this point
Wala.
na dumalo. Either...
Anak ng tawa, pupunta sila dyan, makikita nila si Kokey. Wag na lang, di ba?
ang pangalawang Pangulo o yung mga abogado po mismo. And I will read it for the record.
Madam
This,
Chair, we are still on our ground rules discussion. So that can probably wait and we will be able to discuss that.
No, just
because
to-
we are now on approving the ground rules. We are not yet determining what the Council or the Vice President is proposing or manifesting to us.
For the guidance of the Justice members, there is a pending motion for the approval of the ground rules read by the Honorable Zamora. Perhaps we will be proceeding to the letter sent by the lawyers of the respondent after we address the motion for the approval of the ground rules.
Yes, Madam Chair, but just to make the point that even if we talk about a conceptual matter relating to the right to counsel, if the counsels themselves are actually questioning these proceedings and the Vice President herself is questioning this proceeding, I think that needs to be placed on record, Madam Chair. So I will read it. For two Narvasas and Salazar.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Ridon
That will
is
be out of order.
requested to defer the discussion on the letter of Fortuna Narvasa until we address the pending motion before the committee. So if we can go back to the motion, the
Madam
same
Chair.
has been seconded already.
Other discussion because there were interjections.
That is with regards to the
rules.
ground rules.
Yes, Madam
The
Chair.
Honorable Rodriguez.
Madam Chair, there is here a statement that in our rules, only members can ask questions. And I would refer now to Section 7, committee finds, and then the committee shall conduct a hearing and examination and cross-examination by members of the committee. Very clear. However, Section 7 shall obey the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. The Bill of Rights, Madam Chair, Article 3, provides that the right to be heard by himself or herself or to counsel is inviolable. It is in paragraph, in section, in the rules, in the Bill of Rights, is in the section on Section 2, and then also on custodial Section 2 and Section 4. So, Mr. Chairman, I am saying that we just have to give the right, otherwise there will be no due process. If only the members can ask,
Oh.
we should allow. Can I finish
Chair,
first,
they
Madam
have
Chair?
the right.
I have allowed my
Ikaw dyan, Congressman, alam naman namin yung style mo. Di ba? Ng due process, due process. Hindi dadalo dyan si VP Sara. Huwag na kayong mag-ilusyon. Wala na kayong makikitang Sara Duterte. Kung kasama ka sa prosecution, magiging prosecutor, congressman prosecutor, o yung ika nga, babanat kay VP Sara dyan sa Senado, makikita nyo siya. Pero dyan, wag na kayong umasa na makikita nyo dyan si VP Sara. Hindi nyo makikita dyan. Yung ano na yun, ika nga sa Senado na kayo magkikita-kita.
Chair, to finish. So let me finish my manifestation. So therefore, Madam Chair, it is very clear that councils should be allowed to cross-examine. Now, the issue here is that the rules provide that they submit the questions to the chairman. Will the chairman have the discretion to read or not? Or everything that will be given to the chairman will be read?
To answer the question of the Honorable Rodriguez, so long as the question is germane to the discussion pending before the committee, the chair will read the questions which are being submitted or which will be submitted by the councils of the parties. That includes the council of the respondent.
Thank you, Madam Chair. But
Madam
just to be
Chair.
able to state that this representation believes to be able to afford really procedural due process as pronounced in the leading case of Angtibay versus CIR. The 7 cardinal rights of a person who is accused, in this case, akin. We are really, this is even more than a criminal case because we are trying to remove the official who had the highest votes in the history of this country as
Yeah.
Vice President. So what I'm saying, Madam Chair, we should allow the councils to appear if they so wish and be able to cross-examine the witnesses of the complainants. That is the way to be able to afford the opportunity of procedural due process as is enshrined in Article 1 of Article 3 of Section 1 of the Constitution.
Madam
Let
Chair.
us be guided by the fact that this is not yet the trial.
Madam Chair, may
So
I be
what
allowed?
will happen before the Justice Committee is indeed merely a clarificatory hearing.
Wala.
Trial
hindi
is
kasi si
different
PBBM.
because, as has been repeatedly stated, only the Senate can conduct the trial.
Madam
What
Chair.
will happen before us is merely clarificatory hearing, and those questions are to be raised by the justice members. Of course, the lawyers of the respondent are free to attend the hearings, but with respect to their participation, I think that has been addressed in the proposed ground rules, that their questions may be submitted to the justice chairperson, who will be reading those questions to be answered by the resource persons.
Madam
Let
Chair.
us draw the line between the clarificatory hearing between the Justice Committee and the trial, which will happen in the event that there is probable cause in the Senate only.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Chua.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To answer the manifestation of my professor, the Honorable Rufus Rodriguez, there is no violation of due process, Madam Chair. Why? Because the respondent was given the opportunity to answer. That was the time when she is allowed to give all her answer. Now, sinasabi po natin that this is akin to preliminary investigation. Sa preliminary investigation po ba, did we allow the complainant and the counsel to cross-examine? No. It was only the investigating prosecutor who is allowed to propound question to clarify. Hindi pa po ito yung full-blown trial. And us, as a
Kalma.
member of the
Kalma mo lang. Huwag masyado magpahalata na napipikon ka. Kalmahan mo lang.
Justice Committee, that is our job to ask clarificatory questions. Yun po yung intention nito. To do otherwise, kung iba po yung nasa isip nito, dapat clearly and expressly nilagay po
Mga walang ya talaga to, mga walang kwenta talaga to mga congressman na to. Nasa state of emergency na tayo. Nagdeklara na si Marcos Jr. State of national emergency, impeachment pa rin ninatupag nyo. Mga inayupa kayo. Ang sasarap yung isawoli sa mga nanay nyo.
po dito sa ating rules na yung examination and cross-examination can be conducted by members of the committee and or counsel and the complainant. Kaso hindi naman po ganun eh. Sa buong Pilipinas, wala po kayo, never po nangyari sa preliminary investigation nagkaroon ng cross-examination or nagkaroon ng opportunity na mag-cross-examine ang counsel at ang complainant. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Zamora and then the Honorable Vice Chair Dumogan.
Madam Chair, I reiterate my motion to approve, to adopt the ground rules as I earlier stated.
In the interest of due process, let's hear as the last manifestation on the issue of representation by counsel, the Honorable Zamora, the Honorable Dumogan, and then we rule on the motion to approve the ground rules. Honorable Dumogan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As I said, we fully is in the motion that respondent is
Nandiyan na ba si Madriaga? Huwag niyo muna paalisin. Diba? Meron pa naman bukas. Tingnan natin kung dadalo bukas si Bibi Sara. Balita ko, in-schedule na daw yung hearing bukas. Huwag niyo muna paalisin. Merienda muna siya dyan.
entitled to counsel.
Talaga kayo.
Her counsel are entitled to ask clarificatory question, but it must be coursed through the chair, who will read the questions. That is the same in a preliminary investigation in a criminal case. But on the other hand, after the complainants had presented their evidence, it will now be the turn of the respondent. When the turn of the respondent will come, counsel can possibly present also the evidence of the respondent. But, as I said, the respondent must be present because who will now answer clarificatory questions from the investigators? The members of the committee are considered as the fiscal conducting an investigation. So, who will now answer the clarificatory questions of this committee if the respondent will not be here? So, anyway, it will be her right if she does not appear. But to me, it will be a waiver of her right also to answer clarificatory questions of any members of this committee. Respectfully submit.
Thank you. At this juncture, we shall now
Madam
resolve
Chair, Madam Chair,
the motion. I think
another-
we've heard already
No,
all
another
your meaningful and
Another point.
significant manifestations on the right to be represented by counsel. So with the indulgence of the
Madam
Honorable
Chair,
Zamora.
there is a next ground rule which I would like to again manifest. We're finished with the representation and
Okay.
presence.
You may proceed on the
I'd
next ground rule.
I would like to ask our Vice Chair, after the issue of the questions to be sent, what is the next ground rule? Because I have also a manifestation on that.
The last one is ang pakikilahok ng mga abogado ng mga partido or resource person ay limitado sa pagpapayo sa kanilang mga kliyente tungkol sa kanilang mga karapatan batay sa konstitusyon.
Madam Chair, I would object to that because precisely the rules of investigations in aid of legislation, that is precisely included. But it is not included in the rules of impeachment. Plus, secondly, lawyers will be allowed, in fact, that will contradict the previous ground rule, because the lawyers of respondents are allowed to send questions to the chairman. So if you are preventing them only to advise counsel on their legal rights, that is what is stated in the rules in aid of legislation, then that should fall, because we have allowed already in the first ground rule that there will be questions on cross-examination to be submitted to the chair. So the counsel is not limited to giving advice on the legal rights, the right to counsel, the right to right against self